What is going on, guys? This is Tony K with UGSM, Utopian Games, Sales, and Media. Living the dream as always, and today I'm going to talk about Double Masters 2022. Yes, the person who complains about how it is too quick from one set to another is actually going to record a video for the YouTube audience while doing it live on the TikTok. And we are going to talk about the upcoming Double Master set. I have a handful of cards I think will be good targets for reprints that I believe will be in the set. And really to the TikTok audience, appreciate the likes being sent. That's awesome. And if you guys have any questions or anything Magic related, don't hesitate to comment. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So Double Masters 2022 is to be released on July 8th. The kind of special thing about Double Masters is that you get 2 foil cards, 2 rare or mythic cards in each draft booster. Now, kind of similar to other sets that are being released, and kind of similar to other, gotta get my beverage open, kind of similar to other issues that Magic has had. Some of these cards were spoiled early. There's even some cards that have been opened in the new Commander Legends pack. So we know a good chunk of the cards that are, or not good chunk, but we know some of the cards that are coming. So we're going to look at those starting out, and then I'll talk about my predictions. I will say that when we go through the cards, you can see here at the top we have some Eldrazi. I'm not going to go the simple path and say, oh, we're going to get all these Eldrazi creatures now, and that's one of my predictions. I don't care about that. So we do see that, though. We also see that those bounce dual lands here, all the guild ones, we're getting those. The picture is pretty terrible, so I apologize. Hard to find good images of these on the internet in one site. So we're getting those. I love the art on these lands. You see we've got some really good uncommon cards, which I think these sets are becoming more and more known for. So for example, Bloodbraid Elf, Wall of Omens, Blood Artist, Flicker Wisp, really good uncommons. They're going to make for a good draft experience. I believe Muldrifter was in here. You see, again, these cards, these are all of the guild bounce cards. So that's pretty cool, and I love the art on them. Love the art. Come down here, our buddy Eternal Witness making another return. There's that Muldrifter. Mentor of the Meek, and then these are the cards that are officially spoiled. Excuse me, I am so sorry. Bring to Light, Weathered Wayfarer, which is a pretty awesome include. We knew about Ren and 6 for a while now, and now we have Liliana, the Last Hope, and another Eldrazi, Kozilek. Before I move off of this piece, I want to express a frustration I have. How is it that Wizards of the Coast cannot control these cards not getting into the wrong packs early is beyond me. I'm actually starting to be convinced that they do this on purpose just to drive up interest. Just throwing that out there. Going from there, here's where we're going to go next. I have a good list of cards here that I believe are suspect to be reprinted. And we're going to go right through them. If you guys are new to what I do here at the channel, I basically will just pull up the screen just like this. For the TikTok audience that's watching, I'll pull up the screen just like this. And I'm going to talk to you guys about how I got to some of the thoughts I have. So that's kind of what you can expect here. It's going to be very free-flowing. Like I said, if you guys have questions or comments or anything, feel free to post those, and we'll reply to them as we do this video. So my first prediction, Smothering Tithe. Currently sitting around $41. That's pricey. It's really only had Ravnica Allegiance as its printing. It hasn't had like another set where it hasn't been like the promo, things like that. So I do think that Smothering Tithe, especially with the just the focus on treasure tokens that Magic has given us, I think this is a card that's highly, highly likely to be reprinted, and it gets a ton of play. It's not like it's a bad card. I wouldn't be upset if I pulled a Smothering Tithe. I mean, that would bring the value down a bit, but getting more of these into the market would be wonderful. All right. Up next, and again, I will move this stuff, but like I said, just very free-flowing here, and I just use MTG Goldfish. So you guys can see the same info I'm seeing. Nothing special here. Up next is Sylvan Library. So Sylvan Library got a printing back in Eternal Masters. I know that it was in the Commander Green, but I again, looking at real printings where it's not a special side product like that, but real printings in real sets. Eternal Masters, most recent one, $53 is about what we're seeing here for a card price. And again, I think this set, with what we know so far about the lands, about the Eldrazi, and even some of the creatures that we saw at that uncommon slot, it's going to be a unique drafting experience. I also think that it's going to, excuse me, I think it's going to have a lot of cards that are going to drive the Commander market to want to purchase it. Commander players want to purchase it. So this to me, along with a lot of the cards here today, actually, are really the biggest impact to why they're here. Commander. And sticking with any kind of acceleration and ramp and things that just make you happy, let's talk about the Great Henge. So, the Great Henge, again, one of those cards that only one printing in an actual set, and truly only one printing total, because it didn't get anything really outside of Throne of Eldraine. So it's only in one set. Even with all these variants, it's not like they've done a bunch of other stuff. And I don't count promos. There's so few of them that actually make it to market. Meaningful reprints. This card right now, again, all the cards we're looking at today are, $40 and more. So I understand that it's we don't talk about it here at WotC, but we know they pay attention to the secondary market because that'll help them decide, how much value to put into these sets. This is a card I think would be an easy include. This is a card that, if you're looking at the draft experience, can work with and against any kind of big Eldrazi creature theme. If you're looking at it from the Commander side of things, we need more copies of this in the market. That's where I'm going to leave that. All right. So here comes an uncommon that I wouldn't have been surprised if we saw this spoiled when I heard uncommons were being spoiled, and that is Dampening Sphere. I don't... Shit, man, I'm about to go back on what I said at the beginning. I included this because of the Eldrazi. I tried not to, but I think because of any kind of acceleration and ramp, along with Eldrazi in general just being a thing, this seemed like a good include, not just for reprint, but again, the drafting experience. So I think the drafting experience calls for a card like this that maybe helps a player who's going against big mana decks. All right, it's everybody's favorite card up next. As soon as the screen closes, Cyclops Rift. So did not mean to click that. That was embarrassing. Cyclops Rift, Commander staple, no doubt about it. Look at what sets we've gotten Cyclops Rift in. Return to Ravnica, Modern Masters, and the original Double Masters. Okay, I'm going to stick with it. I think it's a card, well, this one's not north of 40, so geez, my shit's all out of whack. This card is still very expensive at $35. I'm sure you can find some cheaper copies of it, but I think that it's a good target for a reprint. I really do. Again, I'm trying not to just put, hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Just talking about Modern Masters, Double Masters 2022, some previews, whatnot. I am also recording this for the YouTube audience. They can't join us live. Where was I? A little bit less polished when I'm trying to multitask here, right, boys? But I just think Cyclops Rift, huge target for a reprint in the near future, and this would be a good set because of the fact that Double Masters is going to, for a draft experience, I think it'll be good, but also wanting to get commander players excited and involved. So you can see the 3 cards across the top going the rest of the way. Here we go. Up first, Parallel. Oh my gosh, I know I'm clicking the X, guys. So unpolished. He's so unpolished. This is unacceptable. Just being an a-hole. Okay. Parallel Lives. So forecasting, kind of another doubling season, right? That's where we're gonna go. Is doubling season like? And I do think doubling season could easily show up in this set again. People may say that they'll complain if they do some of the same cards from the first Double Masters into this set. Highly doubt that they would have an issue with some of these cards. This card, again, look at that. Just the one meaningful printing. So, yeah, I like it. Also, again, remember, boys and girls, we've got this thing. Thank you so much. I agree. And that's exactly where I was going. We have this thing like treasure tokens going on, where treasure tokens and not so much creature tokens right now, but treasure tokens are a big part of Magic. I think that this would be a great card to include in this set, just for that reason with EDH. Up next is a card that's gotten a few printings. Let's see if I can close this without looking like a fool. We did it. Bitter Blossom. So, when we look at Bitter Blossom, it has had a good amount of printings. Really has. Ultimate Masters, Secret Layers, its most recent, and then, of course, Modern Masters and Morning Tide. And, you know, box toppers were cute. Promo Judge stuff cute, but like I said, I don't count that. I don't count that. Someone's asking why I don't count that. So I want meaningful reprints. I want the cards to be available more than just to a very select few. Ultimate Box Topper, you know, it's a nice idea, but it's not what we need when we're talking about reprints. It's nice that it came with it in that set. So Bitter Blossom, again, about $50. Card that can play really well. If we're talking about a draft experience with what we've seen so far, we know that having some creatures that you can sacrifice to abilities like Annihilator would be nice. We know that token creation of all kinds is a big thing in Magic. It checks the boxes on both those. So Bitter Blossom, I really believe, is a good target. And last but not least is Ristic Study. Okay. So again, not north of that $40 mark, so I was wrong. I was wrong. But we have only a handful of printings for one of the staple cards of Commander. Yes, there's been 1, 2, 3 actual set printings of this card. Yes, we got Secret Layers of it. Yes, it was in some supplementary products as well. Completely get that. I think because of how much this card is played, and you can make the same argument I'm making with this card for just about every other card that I've had today. With as much as it's played, you can make a lot of money and get a lot more Commander players excited, or get the excitement even higher from Commander players when you include some of these cards. Just my opinion, but again, just going back to what we know so far, you look at some of the cards we have. You look at the fact that they have this kind of mana ramping here. So Dampening Sphere, you know, between the mana situation we have here and then Eldrazi, there's arguments to be made about cards that can accelerate or can slow you down. And I think that some of the cards I pointed out here today, Smothering Tide, I think that's a big time target for a reprint in this set. Cyclops Rift, I know we've gotten a few of them. Still think big time target for a reprint. Dampening Sphere, I really like that card, and that might be the one that I live and die by as being in this set. I also wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we get if we come on down to Muldrifter here, if we get more of these elementals with the evokes on them, things like that. Don't be surprised if we get more of these uncommon staple cards. They just printed Counterspell. I don't know It's just reprinting counterspell, so I don't think that's going to make its way in, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Dovin's Veto made its way in, or just a couple of really good high-level counterspell cards of some sorts. Maybe like Last Word. I think that would be good. Maybe even the card like Silence. There's going to be some. Don't get it twisted. There's going to be some stuff to combat and fight against big mana creatures. We've already seen 2 Planeswalkers. I did not pick any Planeswalkers today because I really don't know. We've known about Wrenn and 6 now for the better part of the existence of Double Masters 2022. So I don't think that, there was a lot that we could take off of that. What I do find interesting is its abilities, like the return of target land. It works well to help, if you lose a land to Kozilek or Emrakul. But there you go. So, I apologize, guys. This was not my most polished video. Trying to do this live on TikTok and also recording it for the YouTube page. It's, yeah, it's a lot. And then trying to read any comments or interact with people as they come and go. But I do appreciate everyone that stopped by. I appreciate everyone that watches these videos. If you have any cards that you believe are going to make its